What's going on, guys? This is the Club of Demand 1993 coming at you for another live review as we review the December 6th, 2017 episode of NXT, the first episode of NXT in December. And we kicked it off with a pretty strong episode. I, for the most part, really enjoyed this episode. We had a really strong card going down. There was one match I was a little meh about, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But overall, just another solid edition of NXT, and it's starting to really gear us towards NXT TakeOver Philadelphia taking place the day before the Royal Rumble. So let's get right into this episode. As always, took place at Full Sail University. We start off the show with General Manager William Regal making an announcement. Remind us about last week how since Drew McIntyre has been injured, there will be 4 matches to put together a number one contenders fatal 4-way match in a few weeks that will determine the new number one contender for Andrade Cien Almas' NXT Championship and will face Almas at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. There were going to be 2 matches taking place tonight, which the first one was going to be Killian Dane taking on Trent 7, who won a Battle Royale at a house show to get his spot in this match. Unfortunately, the second match was supposed to be Cassius Ohno taking on the Velveteen Dream, but unfortunately, the Dream suffered an injury that caused him to be taken out of this match. So he's replaced by an opponent we will find out later. Now, after who the opponent was revealed, which I'll wait until we get to the end of this review to talk about that. At first, I'm wondering if this really is a real injury or is it just to help, the person who was revealed to be the opponent to just make his story look stronger. Because I do like, where they're going with it, that the opponent was revealed, because it has to do with some of my long-term booking I was talking about as well. But that was going to be the main event, Ohno and the mystery opponent. So first, we had Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega come out to celebrate his championship victory. Zelina talks about witnessing a historic championship reign, how we need to respect Almas and embrace the legend and rise for our NXT champion. Almas thanks her and tells us, he says, "I told you so. I'm the champion. I hurt Drew McIntyre." And he's plans on being champion for a long time, and in Spanish he warns his number one contender that says, "We may be NXT, but I'm the champion." Pretty much, short and sweet. Just his first address as NXT champion. Again, Almost is someone I don't plan on seeing champion for too long. I mean, he probably isn't going to be like a world. I mean, if he gets a world title shot on the main roster, I'm cool with it. But I do see him more being just like a solid mid-card addition once he gets up to the main rosters. I do feel after WrestleMania, he'll be up on the main roster. I think Almas will be ready by then. Same with, if Drew McIntyre, I don't know if Drew McIntyre is going to need to stay down at NXT longer when he comes back from his injury, or if he's going to go straight back up to the main roster. I think he's ready there as well. But yeah, good opening segment by Almas, and we'll see where he goes from here champion. And then we had also announced that next week, in 2 weeks, one of the match, because we had the other 2 matches were announced. One's going to be next week, the other one's going to be in 2 weeks. The one's going to be in 2 weeks is going to be Roderick Strong taking on Lars Sullivan. And we had Lars Sullivan being interviewed, saying he's not worried about Strong's backstory. He doesn't have a family, and he only cares about winning the NXT Championship. He doesn't care about Roddy or Andrade. He says he'll beat Roderick and go to Philly to become champion. Once he gets his hand on the belt, though, he's gonna prove that he's the kind of superstar he always knew he was going to be. They try to ask him another question, but he walks away, just being typical, Lars Sullivan. Again, another upcoming star, just getting more opportunities, not just squash matches. He's getting more opportunities against bigger opponents. I even saw him have a pretty good match against No Way Jose at the NXT live event in Pittsburgh last week. Both of them put on a really strong match. I was really impressed by both of them. It wasn't just Sullivan being squashing Jose. It was, Jose bringing the fight to Sullivan, but Sullivan with the freak accident. But yeah, it's good words by Lars Sullivan. I look forward to seeing him and Roddy go at it in 2 weeks. Then we had our first qualifying match. It was Trent 7, again, who got this opportunity after winning a battle royale a few weeks recently at a house show to get this spot, taking on Sanity member Killian Dane, who, as I keep saying, was probably the MVP of the War Games match. For the most part, it was just a pretty good big man match. No, it wasn't a complete squash for Killian Dane, because it was not until that Trent 7 was going to be, advancing to the finals. But it was a good match. Trent did push Killian to his limit as well. But then Killian would overcome him, and then he would beat Trent 7 by pinfall, falling a Vader bomb. So he's the first contender to qualify for the number one contenders fatal 4-way, which we'll be getting in a few weeks. And then backstage, it was also announced that Adam Cole next week will be taking on Aleister Black. And all three members of the Undisputed Era hanging out backstage. And Cole talks about how, they told us they would run NXT, and they proved it at War Games, saying that because they won it. And next week, he faces Aleister Black. And I know that he knows that Black is undefeated, but that's because he hasn't faced anyone like Adam Cole. Kyle O'Reilly mentions in 2 weeks they'll face Sanity again and become the new tag team champions. So that match is going to be announced. It was announced that we'll get that in 2 weeks. And then Bobby Fish warns them that they're going to shock the system, and they do their hand single and, single, and then they're out. So we got 2 matches set up, big matches involving the Undisputed Era. Aleister Black and Adam Cole, which is a takeover caliber match happening next week. Then in 2 weeks, we're going to have Sanity taking on the Undisputed Era, which will be O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, to determine the for the NXT Tag Team Championship match 2 weeks. So those are some pretty good matches set up to have a lot to look forward to in the next coming weeks for NXT. Then we had this match. Now, this match I was a little meh about. I was like, it was okay, but the stipulation wasn't used too well, and I felt. It was 2 people who are part of the 2 new factions on the main roster. Sonya Deville from Raw's Absolution taking on Ruby Riott, again, with 2 T's, even though it showed in her Twitter name, though, when she came out, still had just 1 T, against Ruby Riott, who is a leader of the Riott Squad on SmackDown Live. This match was okay. Wasn't really too great. The only thing about No Holds Barred was that, the Ratchet kept reminding Ruby that, which Sonya pretty much, was more dominant in this match. But the referee start reminding Ruby that the ropes aren't going to break anything up. No weapons were used or anything. Sonya Deville won by having Ruby pass out to some submission. She used the rope for it, but that was it. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the last match these 2 on NXT, or if they're done with NXT after this. But Ruby Riott, maybe could use a little bit more time down there. I think she will be okay, though. But Sonya Deville will definitely, was only getting started on NXT, and also with Mandy Rose. But in this case, Sonya Deville, I'm worried that they're bringing her up way, way, way too early. But again, Absolution's working out so far, so we'll see where it goes. But this match, meh, wasn't really too spectacular. And then we had a backstage interview with Ember Moon, as her pretty much, addressing since she first won the NXT Women's Championship, and she's promising to be the best champ in history. But then the Iconic Duo interrupt them and point out that Ember Moon pinned Nikki Cross at War Games, not Peyton Royce. She's like, and Peyton says, so I have the right to beat you up. And then Ember just cuts them off and says, save some time for all your bickering, and says, and decide on which one of you will face me next week. And then, of course, the Royce and Kay just start, bickering how they want to face Ember Moon next week, which ends up being Peyton Royce. And then they try to, but then they agree with Billy Kay. With Peyton Royce facing her first, as long as she doesn't beat her up too much, so Billy Kay can finish the job. And then they're trying to be asked questions, but they just laugh and ignore everybody. So next week we're gonna have Ember Moon taking on Peyton Royce, and we also have Adam Cole taking on Aleister Black, and a match for who will advance to the number one contenders Fatal 4-Way. So and then it was also announced that in 2 weeks, not only are we getting in 2 weeks we're getting Lars Sullivan and Roderick Strong in a contenders match. We're getting Sanity and the Undisputed Era for the tag team championships. And then we're also getting a rematch from NXT TakeOver Chicago. Tyler Bate's going to take on Pete Dunne for the United Kingdom Championship. I don't think these two have faced each other one-on-one since TakeOver Chicago in that amazing match. I'm going to go back and watch that match again soon because as of now, that might be my match of the year for my match of the year when I do my end of the year awards video on Daniel Guy's channel, which that video is going to be on Tuesday, December 19th. That's when that video is going to be. Looking forward to it. But that's next week. That's in 2 weeks. And then before the main event, we see Regal backstage talking to Ono about his opponent. And then we also get this little vignette promoting that someone's coming soon, and the O's are spades. So again, whoever it is, we'll see what's happening. I'm sure whoever it is probably going to get a match at TakeOver Philadelphia against someone. I'm not sure who it's going to be, but someone is coming soon. So we'll see who it is and what happens. So then we had our main event. Now again, it was supposed to be Cassius Ohno taking on the Velveteen Dream, but the Velveteen Dream is apparently injured. But again, I'm wondering if it's just a work because of who the mystery opponent ended up being. And it ended up being Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano is getting a title shot. I'm like, okay, yes, let's go. He's going up against Cassius Ohno. I think it's the first time they faced off. And Ohno's been just a solid, more so. He's a true more like just like a veteran, making himself look credible, but also putting over talent as well. It's looking like like a mentor. I'm pretty sure he's going to be up on the main roster sometime in 2018. I think it's going to happen. Maybe not like after WrestleMania or after SummerSlam. Maybe I don't think he's going to need too much more time in NXT. I think Ono doesn't really need to run the title either. I think he's just more there just to help put over the younger talent, but be like a respectable veteran as well. And that's exactly the role he played in this match with Johnny Gargano. Now, a lot of people are probably saying stuff like, oh, well, Gargano's been losing a lot. Like, why would he get this opportunity? Well, I know wins and losses do matter, but Johnny Gargano has been writing a great story of a great underdog. He's been showing that he can win the matches, but people are playing with him mentally. If he gets it mentally together and take advantage of an opportunity like this, then he's going to succeed. And that's exactly what happened here. This match with him and Ono was really good. The knockout artist, a bigger guy, but he has some good agility against, Johnny Gargano, who wrestles like a cruiserweight, but don't get any ideas put him in the cruiserweight division. Don't even get. He started also on the recent announcement that 205 Live is going to be having house shows now. Yay! Not excited. And then come to Pittsburgh, I'm not going to them. But this match between these two was really good. It was a respectable face-on-face match. Again, it did show that Johnny couldn't easily put Ono away with he had a spear. Cause it's like a guy of 260 pounds against a 199-pound guy, like a more quicker guy. Although Ono has some quickness to him, but Gargano is just even quicker, and he's awesome to watch as well. The only little nitpick I have about this match is the finish. I just felt that despite the great move of Gargano to get Ono into the finish, I thought Ono tapped out kind of quickly. I wanted to see Gargano really work to get Ono to tap out if he was going to do that. I felt like the finish was a tad bit abrupt, maybe a little bit more dramatic. But other than that, awesome main event. Props to both of them. They did awesome. Gargano wins this match. Afterwards, he calls Ono back to the ring, and they both just bash forearms for a show of respect. Because that's again what Cassius Ohno is, and he pretty much says, go get him, pretty much signalizing him that you're going to be a champion, and it's just continue to build off the amazing story of Johnny Gargano, as a singles competitor, and as again I keep saying, what needs to happen is Gargano needs to win that #1 contenders fatal 4-way and face Andrade Cien Almas, because if Gargano's trying to get to the championship, he needs to overcome a big obstacle besides, Tommaso Ciampa, and that's been Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. They beat him twice, so now he's he's looking for redemption to get that victory, and this time it really counts. And a shout out to my friend Robbie1 Kenobi, as he suggested when we talked about this a few weeks ago on my NXT review when I had him on as a special guest. He suggested the idea, well, let's up the stakes a little bit. Let's say Gargano says, if I win this championship, I win the championship. But if I don't, I'm done. If he loses this match, he leaves NXT. And I'm going to leave that stipulation when I do my predicted match card in a few weeks, hoping, well, I'll do it soon. I don't want to do it, right when the Fatal 4-Way happens. But I want to do my predicted match card for TakeOver Philadelphia soon. And then my Royal Rumble predicted match card as well. But yes, awesome main event. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I would say also, if the Velveteen Dream, is back for the next tapings, I'd say have Gargano and him have a match. I'd say they put on a pretty good match together as well. Like you're saying, Dream wrestles like a cruiserweight as well, except he's a little bit bigger for a cruiserweight. But I like to see him and Gargano go after it, just to say, hey, I should have been in this match, but I couldn't because I was injured, and you replaced me. So I want the shot. I wanted to. Johnny could even put his number one contendership on the line against the Velveteen Dream. Cool, let's do it. I'll like to see that match before TakeOver Philadelphia. But yeah, that is my review for this week's episode of NXT. If I can give this a grade, I'm going to give it a B+. Really strong show tonight from NXT. We have a couple matches next week to look forward to. We have Peyton Royce taking on Ember Moon. We have Aleister Black taking on Adam Cole in the third qualifying match for the Fatal 4-Way. And in 2 weeks, we have Lars Sullivan and Roderick Strong in the number one contenders qualifying match. We have Sandy and the Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team Championships, and we have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the United Kingdom Championship. So I look forward to seeing all of those matches coming over the next few weeks of NXT. And actually, next week's episode of NXT is going to be live on USA. It's going to be airing live because next week is WWE week. We have Raw Monday, SmackDown Live Tuesday, NXT on Wednesday, and Thursday, Tribute to the Troops as well. I'm not going to do a review of Tribute to the Troops, though. I'm not going to do a review of that, but I will probably watch it if I have nothing else to do. But that's the plan for next week. Again, Christmas holidays coming up. I hope you're all preparing very well for the holiday. I'm, getting excited as well. I just need to start doing my shopping because I've been busy the past few weeks with Thanksgiving, and now I'm getting ready for Christmas. Gotta get out there. But as always, please like this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section about anything you have on this week's episode of NXT. Subscribe to my channel as I have 815 subscribers now. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirborne93. And stay tuned for any more odds and ends I do on this channel. Again, since I finished WrestleMania review series, I'm getting back to my video game stuff. I just did my first 2 baseball players who retired on my Dynasty mode today. I'm going to start tonight or tomorrow doing Ariel's Xmas Wolf 3D mod as well. So I'll do those 10 maps before I do Hitler Strikes Back. Again, just stay tuned for any more odds and ends that come to this channel. I want to do some more topic videos also for WWE since, I have the time right now and I'm not, busting out the WrestleManias as I was doing for October and November. But again, I will be still doing these reviews and whatnot. So that is it, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm signing out now. Until then, have a great night.